Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Industry Activations Podcast, brought to you by
OpenTech. Technology to the next level.
Finally, he nails it. It did get better this time. All right, so today is actually part 3 in our 4-part series in the month of May with franchises. And today, Ryan, we're actually going to go into NetSuite and actually explore the suite and give franchisees out there and QSRs and restaurant owners, a peek into what they might be missing inside the suite. And tell us, what are we going to be looking at inside the suite today?
Well, I figured we'd start with creating an item in NetSuite, go through reporting, analytics, show actually what the suite looks like, and then briefly review fixed asset management.
Awesome. All right, so we'll go through some setup. We'll look at some reports, go through some more setup, and go through some fixed asset management. By then, it should be about an hour and 45 minutes in. We'll be done.
I hope not.
I think the audience hopes not as well. We're gonna try to do this. We're trying to do this in under 12 minutes today, and then whoever else would like a demo, please, you hit us up. NetSuite.opentech.com, and we'll get everything going. All right, so cool. So let me go ahead and share my screen. The anticipation was palpable. All right, so now here we are inside of NetSuite. All right, and as we go from top to bottom, we can see we have a search bar up here where we can search for items, we can search for transactions, anything you need to find inside the suite. We have our roles over here. Right now, I'm logged in as an administrator, and then we have the upper band with transactions and lists, which is where we're going to start today. Reports, analytics, documents. We have setup. We have customizations, commerce, fixed assets, as you pointed out, Ryan. QA, quality overviews, suite apps, as well as support. So when we start with the overall setup of NetSuite, right? We're going to start out with company setup overview. You can set up your CRM, your ERP, as well as your web. So really, the best practice really is you got to enter your company information, and then from there, after the company information has been entered, there's a really interesting setting in here, which is called a subsidiary manager. And within the subsidiary manager settings, this is where we're going to be able to view all the different subsidiaries within a franchise operator. So as it says, parent company, headquarters, OpenTech, UK, Canada, et cetera, we're also going to be able to have, if you can imagine, all the different types of restaurants that a QSR could possibly have. From here, we also have, kind of more granular settings in NetSuite that talk to the preferences of how you want to look at things, the time formats, and then we also have the Suite Cloud processors. So the more data intensive the NetSuite client is, the more Suite Cloud processes there are, as we have the API keys, emails, classifications, and again, going back to subsidiaries, we can look at classifying them, and if you want, we can even create a new subsidiary from here. We could call this, if you want, Ryan's Zorito Bar and Grill. And then we would have the parent company subsidiary set up, let's say headquarters. We would have a logo. We would have, other logos, a website, state, province, the legal name, return mail address, fiscal calendars, everything you could possibly need to set up a brand new subsidiary. And then also we have departments, locations, and classes, to configure the subsidiaries, billing terms, and whatnot. And then as you go a little further down the line, another interesting aspect here is that we can also set up accounting. So we can enter in the opening balances, we can enter in the accounting lists, the project resource roles, the GLs. So the chart of accounts for the overall subsidiary itself or for the parent company is set up in here. Invoicing preferences, payment processing profile, tax setup, nexuses, all the wonderful information is here. And then also specifically for a QSR, sales would also be, something that we could touch on here. So when we look at sales, we look at, sales rules as well as territories and preferences. And then we can also be able to, filter out and create rules, as we go. Jumping over to lists, we're going to start with the list overview. Now, once NetSuite is set up, we're going to want to go in populate NetSuite with different things. So as we're going on here, we're going to look at accounting. So we set up accounts and currencies. And what we're going to do right now is actually go into items and see what it's like to set up a brand new item. So right now, we're going to go to new item. And then with a new item within NetSuite, you have all sorts of different items that you could set up. So you can set up an assembly item, a description, a discount, an expense item, a gift certificate, inventory item, lot numbered and serial, an item group, kit package, a non-inventory item, and other sorts of items. So for the sake of our demo today, we're probably going to go through an inventory item. Now, knowing that franchises sometimes need to have, lot numbers and serialization for either, the products that are going to be sold over the counter, or even for, the fry cooker in the back, sometimes there would be need to set up, inventory items in that way. And what we're going to do here is actually go through the matrix item assistant, and we're going to, pretty much kind of, I think, spoon feed a little bit right here. And let's say the item name and number is, let's say RB for Ryan's Burritos, and we're going to call this item the Baja Burrito Blast. And Ryan, you'll tell everybody what that really means.
Yeah.
So I actually made a mistake here. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be the item code, and the item name is going to be Baja Burrito Blast, which is going to be pretty cool. The vendor name and code. Let's say the vendor that you're going to get this from is going to be, Irvine. Let's say Irvine Food Supply, right? And then the sub item, if there's a sub item attached, you can have it there. Now the subsidiaries you can attach to any subsidiary. So whatever new subsidiary be created, we can have parent company's headquarters. So the purchase price for this, let's say, is $1, and actually, let's make it 75 cents. The costing is, we'll leave it average for now. We'll just do default category, and the schedule will just be a normal, like, U.S. tax schedule. And then we're going to hit next. Right. Do you have any? Oh, sorry. I was going to ask you about a story to tell. While the demo account was loading. All right. So now the list name. Let's call this list name burrito menu, and let's say the list display name is let's say burrito menu H1 2024, and then in terms of a property value, this one should be a custom list value, so you could sort it in alphabetical order. So we could have the property value basically be, let's say burrito menu, H1, and then we're gonna add that one in, and the abbreviation is B, and it's basically going to be active. So now we're going to hit next. And you can create multiple lists in this screen as well. Mm-hmm. This is also important to note.
How? I promise this is going to be worth it. The Ryan's Burrito Blast is 5 stars.
No, it really is. It really is. So now we have property combinations, and this is a very interesting part of the matrix item set. So now we're bleeding over into product information management. So we can assign the item attribute to class, a department, item name number, a location, a product, or a vendor name code. So the item name attribute here, we'll basically put in as product, and then we're going to put in the burrito menu, and that's really going to be how it's going to be associated. So we have the issue product, we have a custom item 20, and then we have burrito, the burrito F1.
Okay, so now our item has been created, Ryan. We have the Baja Burrito Blast B, and then it's on the burrito menu of H1 2024. And we have just successfully created a matrix item inside of NetSuite. And now this item is now available within accounting. It's available in supply chain, planning, commissions, marketing to market the item, and even for searches. So again, what we did is that we went into list, we went into accounting, we went into items, and we went into new, and we created it. Now, let's quickly look at inventory adjustments. So now we can actually go into our inventory list, and we can actually see the inventory that we have available here, to adjust and whatnot. And now I think we're going to head over to reports. And for a franchisee, just out of the box, NetSuite comes with well over 200 reports. Everything from revenue to purchases, financials, scheduled reports, schedule searches, save searches, banking, budgeting, sales, if you will, cases. So there's a really robust, reporting just out of the box within NetSuite. Vendors, your cost accounting. So even if we just would take franchisees live with the vanilla reports, it's still a pretty significant grouping of reports here.
Yeah, that's what's so great about the Suite Success. Is it does give you the 200 plus reports already, and so you already have a foundation there. A lot of times the customers will say, okay, this report right here, it gets me about 80% there, but I also need to add, customers, I need to add inventory, whatever it might be. And then we just slightly just personalize, not even the word customize, slightly personalize the report to work for them. But, if you're 80% there, it's just so much easier already having that foundation in place with those reports.
And then, as we can see here, like even if you don't want the report to be the way it is out of the box, let's say we want to do revenue by item, we can literally click on customize, and within customize, we can actually customize the entire report inside the suite. We could do account balance, we could do transaction dimensions, and all of this is just available out of the box, with no customization. This is all point and click configuration for the NetSuite client. Now, as we move on from there, NetSuite has this new analytics warehouse, which we're going to look at here, and I think we want to do. Let's see. Well, let's look at the template for sales invoicing, right? And within this template, we have NetSuite Analytics here, and we have all of these different invoices, in here, and then with these invoices, we're able to look at credit memos, we're able to look at other things, and then we're able to look at amounts, the net to customers, the date, the actual items that were purchased, and it really gives the end user an extremely large amount of ways to pivot and adapt to the different needs that they could have, for the analytics themselves. This demo we could go on for about an hour and a half. I think we're gonna kind of put a bit of a full stop here, and then we're gonna finish off with fixed assets, and let's go to system setup for fixed assets. And this is one of the core, I would say, strengths of NetSuite, where you have general reporting, you have country specific as well as diagnostic. You could restrict or reject proposals. You have depreciation, transfers, disposals, and all of this is available out of the box. Configuring during deployment and then beyond. And then you can have all sorts of different templates here and different ways to manage your fixed assets. And then once you're done setting up like depreciation, alternative methods, then we have our list of assets. We could build compound assets. We have transactions, everything from assets proposal and creation to deprecation. Leasing is very important. You want to be able to record the leases of the actual locations themselves. Journal types, reports, searches, batch processing.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe somebody doesn't have the time to sit through a 2-hour demo. All we're trying to do is go over just super high level, the highlights of basically NetSuite.
Exactly. And if anybody out there would like to have a deeper demo, do a deeper dive, hit up Ryan and I on LinkedIn. We'd be more than happy to help. So we definitely have been through, I think hundreds of scenarios like this, and we really are excited to start working with more franchises and being able to deliver more value, in the QSR space. So on behalf of Ron Albrecht, my name is Jason Asher. Thank you for tuning in to the Industry Activations podcast today, brought to you by OpenTech. And stay activated, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks, everyone.
All right, take care.